So we are headed out to South Carolina. We're going to be going to pick up a C45 up in New York. So we got to go to South Carolina, leave this airplane, taking the airline up to New York, and then we're flying the C45 back to South Carolina, and then I'll fly back home. Hopefully tomorrow, but it may end up being Friday. But I wanted to point out something while we're waiting on the engine to warm up, something for ForeFlight, or against ForeFlight. So right now I have a flight plan in, and I want to show the biggest thing that I hate about ForeFlight. In fact, it's probably one of the only things that I really hate about it. But when I go in here to put in a flight plan and we click, you'll notice that it opens up the tiny little keyboard down here on the bottom, where if I go down here to actually put in a waypoint, it opens up a nice big keyboard for me to type on. And I think Garmin Pilot does the same thing too. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it does. But in ForeFlight, I have to hit the number thing, and then I have to type in my little bitty numbers. And you'll notice in the Beech 18, it's actually where I have, at least where I have this thing mounted, really the only place I can have this mounted, it's behind my yoke. So I end up, I'm sitting back here trying to get to all this stuff while I'm flying. Or if I'm on the ground, I got to pull this back to get to it. It's just a pain in the butt. It'd be a lot nicer if it just opened up here on top. So I just wanted to get on my soapbox for a minute. So right now we are waiting for this thing to warm up, and then we will be getting on our way. We got a little bit of a tailwind. I don't know why this Garmin blinks green sometimes, and then sometimes it blinks red. Oil pressures and fuel pressures are good. Oil and fuel are good. Good. Brakes, gear, 120. So we are about 49 minutes out. We're floating along here at 3,500 feet, about 160 knot ground speed, and flying off our aux. So we'll fly off the aux for about 45 minutes, and then we'll switch over to mains. Engines flying, or the engines are doing good. Airplane's flying awesome as usual. So beautiful day. Had a front come through last night or yesterday, and it's just really pretty today. The temperature is awesome. Alright, we are about 12 miles west of the airport. Close there. And Ridgeland traffic, Twin Beech is about 12 miles west of the airport in Mountain for landing in Ridgeland. And Ridgeland traffic, Twin Beech is about 5 miles west, and we'll be entering a left downwind runway 36, Ridgeland. Don't see anybody. We're out here on the coast. I can see the ocean.
Traffic, November 4, 7 Sierra, on now GPS, just over here, runway 31, Hamilton on.
And Ridgeland traffic, Twin Beech is left downwind runway 36, Ridgeland. Okay. Gears down, fuel pumps are on, mixtures are full. Pull back to about 20 inches or so. Pull her up just a little bit. Get a notch of flaps. Notch of flaps. And Ridgeland traffic, Twin Beech is left base, runway 36, Ridgeland. Alright, green light, fuel pumps are on.
Traffic, Aero 470 is 5 miles from ID on the RNL, runway 31. Will be, Hamilton on.
And Ridgeland traffic, Twin Beech is final, runway 36, Ridgeland. Alright, props are full, gears down, mixtures are full. 120 on the speed. Like we might have a little bit of a tailwind. Can't really tell. Maybe a little headwind. Alright, gears down, fuel pumps are on. Turn around on the runway, so we'll taxi out there and get turned on. So we got everything's on and ready to go. Trim set.
Takeoff.
Flaps are up.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to pull out here when we get. As soon as I push it up, I'll push it up about 30 inches. We're going to check your oil pressures and fuel pressures.
Okay.
If everything looks okay, we'll let the brakes go and let it start rolling. If we have any problem short enough that we can stop, then we're just going to pull it all off and stop as best we can. Once we get up to 80 miles an hour or so, we're flying. So
okay.
If we have a problem, we got to identify which engine it is that we're having a problem with. But the number one thing is we cannot get below 90 miles an hour.
Okay.
So no matter what, I don't care if you're crashing and scraping tree leaves off the tops of the trees, that's your goal.
Okay.
So in my head, when I get out here and I start flying, once the gear come up, I'm brakes, gear up. I don't give a shit how much runway is left because it's just more stuff for me to think about later if I have a problem. So my gear's up as soon as my belly's up and I've got a positive rate, and then the treetops is my target. Okay. So if I have any problems at all, my goal is to get as close to those treetops as possible because at that point I got plenty of speed and everything's fine.
Just
and if I don't have to go down there, that's fine. But just in my head, that's my picture so that I know what I'm aiming for.
Okay.
So, all right. So you can do the radio.
Ridgeland traffic, November 41289, departing runway 36 at Alpha.
All right, so we get turned around out here, and then we get the tail wheel straight, lock the tail wheel,
okay.
Fuel pumps are on, mixers, props are full, trim's up, or the trim set and the flaps are up. So all we're going to do is add power up to about 30 inches, watching our oil pressure and our fuel pressure. Let the brakes go, push it on up to 36 inches.
Okay.
Oil and fuel are good. miles an hour. Brakes. Gear.
Gear up.
I don't know what's going on with my head. My headset keeps turning on and off.
Batteries.
Alright, so gears up. 120 on the speed, that's your blue line.
Okay.
So that's where you're going to be. We're going to go ahead and pull back to 30 inches once we're up, and I'm going to come back even more because we're not in a hurry to climb. At 2,000 RPM. So as soon as you get out here, you've got about a couple minutes that you can run that 36 inches.
What do you typically run it at cruise?
About 26, 27 inches.
26
well, about 27 inches is where we'll be. The thing is, you know, once you're clear of the trees and you're comfortable,
yeah,
I'll usually go ahead and pull it back to 30 and 2,000. And then once you're good, guess we can go down here and buzz the field for them since they're all standing down there watching.
Visual traffic November 41289, making left traffic runway 36.
Well, once you're good, everything looks okay, you're going to go ahead and pull it back. And then I usually, you know, we're going to be VFR, so we're not going to be in any kind of hurry to climb. So we will just pull it back and take our time going up. That way we're not burning as much gas.
When do you start leaning this?
I start leaning as soon as we get up above 1,000 feet or so.
Okay.
And then I just watch. I've got CHTs and mixtures. So I mean the EGTs. So go ahead and call it.
Visual traffic November 41289, making left base runway 36, low pass. Very cool. This thing is nimble.
It's pretty sweet. You can have it.
Alright. What do you want to do?
Trim tab is right here.
Okay.
Beside me.
Alright. I'm just trying to get this fucking, okay.
In cruise, you fly 1800 to 1900 RPM. And we'll pull her back to about 26 inches or so. But you can do whatever you want to do.
I'm just going to start easy and doing some turns. What's that?
They can smell the salt water.
Yeah. It's actually great. My friend, right on the other side of Beaufort over there, they have a little 3,000-foot grass strip.
Oh, yeah?
They landed at DC-3 there last winter. And I mean, it was, like, it was close.
Yeah.
With the tree, in the tree line.
Yeah, that's my son and me both. We've got a friend that's got a DC-3, and I'm like, I'd almost love to have one, but you just can't. The wings are so dang long. It's hard to. Like our airport's 2,900 feet that we fly off of, but there's trees all the way down one side, and there's no way to comfortably land a DC-3 out there.
Right. Yeah, they're big. We just jumped one a couple months ago down in Zephyr Hills. You know the Tycho Bell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty awesome airplanes.
They're cool. Alright, so just to give you a little lay of the land, that far island, that's Hilton Head. All this in here is Beaufort. That little peninsula there is Paris Island, where the Marine Corps is doing their thing. And then there's the Marine Corps Air Station over to the left. They're flying F-18s and F-35s most of the time. And then kind of the direction we're heading right now, this is like the Bluffton area. This is where Eric and I live at. And it's all just a lot of this like marsh, swamp, kind of back trails. It's great fishing.
Yeah.
And my buddy and I, we both fly Luscombe's, so we're usually living at like 0 to 300 feet.
Yeah.
Kind of along these waterways.
That'd be pretty fun. I'm not sure.
Original traffic, November 41289, crosswind runway 36.
So get her trimmed up because you're coming down, because we want to slow her down, so. Alright, so now we're at 140, so we're going to hold it about where we got it. You're only 700 feet, so
We're pretty low.
we'll have to plan accordingly. And in a twin, I usually I fly higher pattern, a couple hundred feet higher than what you normally fly.
Okay.
So when we put the gear and flaps down in this thing, you're looking at almost 3,000 foot per minute descent to hold 120.
Oh, wow, okay.
So it comes down fast.
Original traffic, November 41289, left downwind runway 36.
So beam the numbers, we'll go ahead and get the gear down. So we're 140, 160 is our gear extension speed, so go ahead and get to right here.
Oh, okay.
Just pull it, there you go, just leave it.
Okay.
You'll get a green light, got a green light, keep it heading out, hold your speed. So now we're looking for about 130 or so, actually 120 so we can get a notch of flaps. So I'm going to go ahead and get one notch of flaps. So flap gauge is here.
Is it kind of on a timer?
It just runs.
Just hold it for a couple seconds.
Well, it stays down and you pick it back up once you got it where you want it. All right, go ahead and turn final because you're pretty close. Watch your speed, keep 120. Fuel pumps are on, gears down, mixers are full. Not a Luscombe.
It's not a Luscombe. Register
All right.
traffic, 42189 on final, 36.
So I'm going to go ahead and get full gear. Just hold back what you got.
Yep.
Watch your speed. I'm up here with you,
Okay.
but I'm going to let you do as much as you can.
Yep, go ahead and take it over anytime.
All right, props are full. So when you get down here, just start holding it off. All right, I'm pulling off just let it get a little bit closer. Just let it closer.
All right.
All right, I got it.
You got it? Your plane?
All right, and then we got to release the tail wheel. Go ahead and get your flaps up and your fuel pumps off. You can just leave.
Flaps up, fuel pumps off.
Yep. Tail wheel's released. And that's all she be.
Original traffic 41289, taxi Alpha 1.